Hey everyone, welcome back to Fiber by Nature, and today I have kind of a big project to do. New York Sheep and Wool, aka Rhinebeck Sheep and Wool, is coming up in about a month and a half, and I need something to wear. So I was going through my collection of different clothing and stuff, and I found my Howdy jacket. This is a traditional Japanese garment, and I was thinking, pretty simple. I could probably make some modifications to a pattern. I'm not messing with this. And make something on my own. So I have some indigo dyed silk and I have some tussah lying around that I feel like would be a perfect combo together. So I'm going to head over to the drawing board and I'll show you what my idea is. So first off, let's start out with the basic construction of the garment itself. It's basically a bunch of rectangles pieced together and shaping the sleeves, but it's nothing that I can't handle. And then we move on to the actual base, which is, again, an indigo dyed silk. Haven't decided on the weave structure, but we can figure that out later. And at the hem of the sleeves and the bottom of the jacket itself, I have planned overshot and hand-spun tussah silk. Okay, so this is what I'm using for the pattern weft. This is just tussah silk. So I'm gonna spin this up and then we can make the warp and get started with the weaving. So you guys might be wondering, like, Kai, where's the pattern for this coming from? So I actually had a kimono style jacket before, and I didn't really use it at all. So I actually just seam ripped all the edges, and I'm going to use it as a pattern. So I'm just going to lay all the seam ripped pieces on top of the finished hand woven, and use it as my guidelines. And I didn't record that because I don't know if you guys would want to watch like half an hour of seam ripping, and that's just really boring. But I'll show you what all of the pieces look like as a whole. So here are all of the pattern pieces laid out. These are the two back pieces. These two are the front that cross over, and these are the collar pieces, and that's the sleeves, sorry. And hopefully this will work out. I've never actually done sewing like this before, where you use a finished garment / old garment to create patterns, so I'm just hoping that this all works out. Let's get started with the weaving math that goes on before the actual weaving of the fabric, so that will be lots of fun. So I was just doing the math for how much warp, or how much yarn I need for the warp and weft. Yeah, I might have to change my plans because, hold on, let me show you. I was using the Just Yarn weaving calculator thing, and I need this much yarn, which totals to like roughly 12,000 yards-ish, and y'all, I only have 3,000 yards of silk that I was planning on using. So, and the worst part is that the person that I got the silk from, they're out of stock of that same type of silk. So yeah, so I'm gonna need to figure out something else, and quick, because I have just over a month left to complete this. So yeah, I will see you guys when I figure that out. So here is the new layout of the patterns, and as you can see, I've actually folded the panels, some of the panels up a bit, because I'm going to weave the overshot with the yarn that I actually already have, and the background will just be whatever isn't folded up. So hoping that this is going to work out. And these are 2 front pieces, collar, sleeve, that's going to be doubled, and the 2 back pieces. So yeah, I'm hoping this works. And as for my problem of not having enough yarn, Jane Stafford, which is an online weaving guild / shop, absolutely highly recommend her. I've been watching her videos for a long time now. I'll link her in the description. Like I said, she has a shop as well. I get all my cotton weaving yarn from her. She actually has silk yarn for weaving, which is a bit thicker than what I was originally going to use, but it's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and order some of that, and then when that arrives, I'll dye it with the indigo, and then I can weave the background fabric. But for now, I can use the original silk that I was planning on using for just the overshot designs, and like you saw, I'll stitch that to the bottom of all of the panels and the sleeves. So let's get working on that. So here we are. I'm going to start winding the warp. So I have both skeins so that I'm winding with 2 strands in my hand so that it's less work. So I'll see you guys when I finish that. And now it's time to wind the warp onto the loom. So we are finally at the loom, just winding on the warp, so I can start threading the heddles. So I will see you guys when I start doing the heddles. I can now begin to thread the warp onto the heddles, so let's get that done. Run out of heddles here. Like, I only have like 4 heddles left on this shaft, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and order more heddles, which is annoying, but I have to get this project done soon, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and hopefully they'll come soon. So my silk order just came, so I'm going to open that. Note. And here it is. I hope that this week I can get to dyeing. But I also, in the mail earlier this week, got new heddles, so let's go get finished with the threading. Okay, so after what felt like a week, I'm finally done with threading all of the heddles, and now I'm gonna go ahead and thread, or slay, in proper terms, the reed. So, let's get started. So after what felt like forever, I can finally start weaving. I didn't film slaying the reed because I thought you guys would probably be bored by now of prepping the loom and would just want to get straight to weaving. So now we can do that. I've tied everything on and I've fixed the tension. So let's get started. I finally got to dyeing the yarn, and here you can see me pouring the dye into the vat, and it truly looks like dark magic. And here's finished vat. So that's putting the yarn into the vat, and you can't see it in the picture, but the vat is actually green, and then it oxidizes when it comes into contact with the air. After that, I let the yarn dry and made the warp, thread the loom, and everything. Hey y'all, I finished threading the rest of the blue warp, which took me a while, but I can finally continue weaving it. I didn't film the process because I didn't think you guys would want to watch all of that all over again. So I will just show you some of the weaving, and then we can get sewing. Here you can see me rolling the finished fabric off of the loom. I truly did not realize how much I'd actually woven, and it was quite honestly such an amazing time to weave, and I think this is the most I've ever woven, so that was really exciting. So now that I have both fabrics woven, we can go ahead and start cutting and sewing, which I will show you in the next episode just to give you guys a little bit of a break. So I will see you again, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.